everybody, Paul Lindsey here, coming to you from Budds Creek for another installment of Under the Radar. We'll take a look at some guys that caught my eye today here. Hot, rough as usual, but hey, it's the outdoors. What do you expect? Let's get right to the action. Okay, up first in the 250 class, Gannon Audette. Star Racing takes a chance on this rookie right out of Loretta Lynn's without much fanfare, and apparently it was a good choice. 250 class is extremely deep this year as always, and Gannon has been hovering just outside the top 10 almost every week. Grabs his first career hole shot in the second moto and eventually goes 12-11 on the day. Currently sits 13th in points. Up next, Nico Izzy caught a lot of flack for his on-again, off-again results as a factory Suzuki standout, while also dealing with multiple injuries. 1 year last year on Star Racing Yamaha didn't pan out as either party had planned. This year, doing it up semi-privateer style on the Kilbarger Racing Honda, getting faster and faster every week after a solid 6th in Texas. Today he was looking very solid as well, fast and consistent, giving up 7th place in the first moto to a late charge by Blake Baggett on the last lap. Second moto, he's running a solid 5th, starting to close in on Gareth Swanepoel for 4th before running into problems. Eventually would wind up 13th in the moto and 10th overall on the day. Up next, Austin Howell, the second-year pro from Northern California, who always seems to charge at the end of every moto up into the top 20. In Texas, he went 18-9. Today, a very respectable 13-17 for 16th overall from, of course, behind in both motos. And my standout performer of the day, the other veteran GP rider from South Africa, trying his hand in American motocross late in his career on the Star Racing Yamaha, Gareth Swanepoel, who went an amazing 9-4 for 6th overall on the day. When Gareth starts up front, he has the speed and conditioning to finish there, as we saw in Texas, where he also finished 4th in the first moto. Gareth now quietly sits 8th in points, only 25 points out of 5th place. Okay, let's get to the 450 class. Kevin Windham in his last race as a factory Honda fill-in rider. Always seems to fly under the radar, but he also always seems to bust out a win here and there. Today he rides to an inspired 4-4 finish for 4th overall in a very stacked 450 class. Enjoy the rest of the summer with your family, Kevin. Tommy Hahn is up next. He had his best moto of the year going in 5th place, actually catching Alessi and Reed for 3rd and 4th before going down late in the moto, taking a handlebar to the ribs. A tough break for the number 12 Moto Concepts Yamaha. Up next, it's the Swedish duo. You heard me right, 19 and 20 years old. Fredrik Noren and Kalle Aspegren. These guys aren't even GP regulars. They're straight off the Swedish Nationals, trying their hand in America. Last week in the mud, Fredrik got a 12th in the second moto. Then he backed it up today with a solid 14th in the heat of the second moto. Keep an eye on this duo from Sweden. And last but not least, my standout performance of the day goes to 40-year-old Mike Brown, who raced his first national all the way back in 1989. That's 1 year after I raced my first national, and I'm an old guy. Just like John Dowd, Mike wants to keep that national number 3. This year, a new rule, he needs 25 points. Well, he got that and more in only 4 motos between Hangtown and here at Budds Creek. He now has 31 points total. It's off to the GNCC race next week for the veteran Mike Brown, who seems to be ageless. Get used to that number 3 on the KTM. That's it from here at Budds Creek. Next week, we're up in Lakewood, my hometown race, where I'll be keeping an eye out for more under-the-radar performances. I'm Paul Lindsey. Thanks for watching Racer X Films.